Oh. Yes!
Part of me, like, I don't know why, but part of me is saying Implings, because I think Plink and Torch have a decent bit of overlap in what they accomplish. So I'm going to roll with this. Okay, Steelworker, Fledgling Imps, Mind Collapse, and Winged Spirit. Alright, so Winged Spirit would like for us to have a high health unit running around. We've got the Siphon Archeon, the Damage Shield Kale, and Savagery Seraph. I was going back through my YouTube uploads, and I completely forgot which upload had the first run in the new like expansion. Okay, so the weird thing about Shadow Sheath, I mean, Shadow Sheath usually sucks, but maybe we do like Shadow Sheath with Superfood Primordium, and then we get to feed Stealth to a carry. It sounds intriguing, but it's really hard to get it to work. This would also cause all of our morsels to come in with Stealth, which prevents us from using morsel blockers late. And I think we likely need to use a morsel blocker at least in the first turn of Chosen of Savagery. Otherwise, we'll lose our top floor unit. So I don't think I can take that. We do have Superfood as an option. With Fledgling Imps, Superfood should be decently strong. So let's do that. So I think in the first fight, we're probably using Superfood Primordium to feed Steelworker. Now, the reason I might have wanted to take Torches here is that I could play a Fledgling Imp, then kill it off to free up space. I may have to use Mind Collapses for that. So we've got 4 spaces worth of units and 1 free space to use to play these Rage Generators. For this, we want to set up on the top floor. I'm going to take this challenge. I'm going to go ahead and use a top floor setup with the Steelworker, so he'll have a lot of armor by the time the final fight's coming around. Let's see. I want to play Fledgling Imp, Mind Collapse, Fledgling Imp, Queen's Impling as a blocker. The Steelworker will also be able to eat the armor it generates back off of Primordium, so the two of these are kind of fun together. Let's see. I'll blink this lane at least once, maybe twice. Thinking about if I want to do that twice. Let's see. Where are these going? Probably do this. So I have 4 total slots. I want to put a Magma Morsel here for more damage on that. He's going to go up there with about 20-ish plus health left. Like maybe 24, 25. Looks like we hit him more than hard enough with the Rage stacks. Yeah, eating the Rage stacks is getting his attack value pretty quick. So I think we're safe on the top floor from this wave. Which means let's prep up that. Then we'll play these. There was also a new community challenge released, so I might want to try and do that today. Cool there, so we'll think that. Put the stats down here, Vengeful Shard. Blocking damage from Uriel with Implings isn't actually very good, because Uriel gets a rage stack by slaying them, so he kind of, like, carries over his rage. We want his rage to deplete whenever possible. So, I think what we want to do is start by plinking. Didn't work. Alright, let me just use Queen's Influence to clear these Forsaken. I'm going to Mind Collapse this one for the energy rebate. And I'll play this and this Spear Steward. I did lose out on Wing Spiriting for the Shield Steward, but he'll get the chance to attack and lifesteal up. Yeah, I think that's just Shard. Looks like we're doing pretty good damage. I got a decent stat line on that floor. This floor wins immediately. Okay, Perils, Morsel Miner, Prismal Dust. I'm gonna take Peril. So Onehorns we can eat off of Primordium, but that also eats the fragile. We do have a we do have an armor set up through the Steelworker to try and armor through it so that the fragile doesn't kill us, and then we could possibly get a bunch of stacking multi-strike. The problem with Onehorn's Tome and Primordium is that only the unit in the front is going to eat, so this is always going to put fragile on your unit in the front. And our opportunities to protect that unit, they're actually okay. With damage shield and armor together, we have a lot of tools to prevent that from being a problem. We just have to kind of send it on that. Let's see. It's pretty good against Savagery Seraph, honestly. I'm going to grab it. So this is going to be risky. But I think this is what we're building for. In order to make that work, I need to find more damage shield sources. And I think I need to get dualism on this Steelworker to provide a lot more armor. If we find Endless on the Fledgling Imps, that'll also be really strong. So we've got one steel option before the boss. We've got magic here. There's the dualism. Also have a Speed Stone, Strength Stone, Heart Stone. Let's see. So Demon Fiend with a Speed Stone is actually a pretty good unit. It's going to be very difficult for us to play. I'm hoping to not get many energy upgrades. If I can get upgrades on Perils of Production instead, we would like for that to cover our energy needs. So I think I'm just going to take a Branded Warrior. It's less committal. I'm going to apply Dualism to the Steelworker here. And I think I might Speedstone the Branded Warrior. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and do that. And I think I'll purge one of the Spear Stewards. The Shield Stewards are still important right now. But the Spear Stewards are a little bit difficult to play. There's a possibility we go Strength Stone on the Branded Warrior as well. We don't have Spike Scale, so it's harder to punish me for that. Let's see. This might need multi-strike overall. Yeah, I think I'm going to hold out for multi-strike on it in a later upgrade area. Take this. It's going to take a while for Elebor to break through the Steelworker armor. So I think I'm going to do the same play pattern as last time up top. I'll use the Branded Warrior on the second floor behind a Shield Steward. Shield Steward down here. Soften up units for the Branded Warrior will be in a good spot. Let's drop some Plinks there. Eat some units away. Shard. And that has to go out. So playing this in the second turn compared to the first turn is drastically different because of how Primordium works. Only chance of getting this Flutist is to hit this Plink. Good. That's a pretty big difference. I'm going to throw down a Queen's Impling, soak up some damage. We're not hitting this Collector. Right, I won't be able to afford Onehorn's Tome for now, unless I draw into Energy Tricks. Sometimes that'll happen. Didn't happen this time. I also don't have a means of getting rid of this Fledgling Imp outside of Mind Collapse, and if it builds up armor, I'm not going to be able to get rid of it at all. That's something to be mindful of. Might be able to play the Calcified Ember this turn. Let me just take the Blink here into the Calcified Ember play. Keep that on the top floor. This Mind Collapse can't do anything. I do want to recover HP on these two units. He actually got a Rage Slay on the second floor. I think we got more than one. Since he's quick, he was able to kill some of the weaker units earlier. I'm just going to Perils here. The Rage and the Energy. And then drop two Implings here to be some extra turns of blocking. Okay, we got it. Now we have it very cleanly. I'm going to take Prismal Dust, so I'm going to be very dependent on Damage Shield later. Ritual of Battle's pretty good. Yeah, I'll take a Ritual of Battle. Alright, we really want to hit upgrades for our Perils of Production. I was not meant to check this first. It was a bit of an error. I meant to check the other thing first. I'm going to take Shadow Eater here. We don't have anybody that can disrupt the Shadow Eater being used as the bottom floor cleaning. There's a possibility of doing that. I'm going to take the Holdover Peril. Very nice. Take plus 10 power on a Mind Collapse. We have an Emberstone left. If I Emberstone the Onehorn's Tome, it becomes a lot easier to play. I get the feeling we want double stack on it later, so I didn't hold out to get double stack on it now. If I didn't get the plus 10 power, I could have double stacked the Onehorns, but I'm a bit nervous about doing that. We could also take a -1 on the Ritual of Battle. I think I'm going to -1 the Ritual of Battle for now, and then move on. I've got some promising options right now. If I could get Intrinsic on the Onehorn's Tome, that might be really strong. Although, yeah, no, I can always play that first turn. There's never going to be a sweep affecting the top floor on turn 1. Rare draft picks. Stygian, Banished, Luna Coven. Yep, still on Primordium. We're on the Primordium plus MT1 runs now. I'm going to go for Banished draft picks, because I believe this can give me Energy Shield in certain ways. Ooh, Death Metal Hymnist is very strong. Wait a minute. If you enchant Multi-Strike onto Primordium, that probably means he feeds Multi-Strike every turn. So I'm going to take this despite it being kind of difficult to play at the 4 energy. But I'm pretty sure that works that way, and that's really, really crazy. I'd like to find probably Titan Skin as the second upgrade for the Steelworker. So we just want a Force Multiplier on him to make him live better. His other stats will be entirely inherited from Primordium. And it looks like we're at a state where Primordium could make anybody into Gary, as a matter of fact. I think I just want to bring out the Branded Warrior alone, and then play the Shadow Eater down here. It's possible I get punished for that, but we can probably use Imp Defenders here. Okay, looks like we're opening on the Prismal Dust. Let's see. I could go Vengeful Shard, Mind Collapse, Prismal Dust. I think I'm going to do that. Let's go Vengeful Shard. I don't think I can afford to put a Spear Steward back here, so we're just going to do this into this. Oh, this is Higher Hunter Archeon, not... I had the Archeons mixed up. Should be Impling... Impling. Probably a third Impling into Mind Collapse of the Ritual of Battle. Let's see. Ah, I see. He's quick killing Fallen Champion, so this is eating both of Archeon's attacks. So yeah, play you here. Mind Collapse this. Ritual of Battle here. My morsel generation is pretty lacking. Let's see. I think I want to bring in Queen's Impling. Perils the Impling. Lets me bring in the Death Metal Hymnist. So I think it'll only get one chance to eat, but it should eat that Multi-Strike and then continue to be enchanted with Multi-Strike. Clink. Rebel Morsel. Also feed that Rebel Morsel. Actually, we'll feed it here, so we get some damage on the Chosen Flagellant. And so that we heal the Shadow Eater. Yep, he stuck the Multi-Strike, and he's still in... He has the Multi-Strike from Primordium and the enchantment. Hilarious. See if I can get a body off of Clink. Okay. Even with this Morsel Excavator, I can't keep the Branded Warrior alive. Hold on. This is Rage 3. That is 6 damage, which kills the Flagellant. So, yeah, he can actually not live. But that does make him trade with the Flagellant. Because the Flagellant's only dying because of its 20 damage to itself. Which means I will eat down here. Just throw these out. If I can get Wretch for Primordium, we will be sitting so pretty. Let's see. I think we throw down a Fledgling Imp up top for the rage scaling. This Plink might kill here. Nice. Want to feed the Shadow Eater whenever possible. I'll do that. If I throw down the Shield Steward, he dies on this floor. Unless I put Queen Zipling in front of him. Yeah, he lives with, like, a little bit of health. Queen Zipling is in front of him. And it outs the Spike guy. Let's see, no Plink targets. Just gonna play another Fledgling Imp up top. And might as well send this. Alright, so far so good. Do some little funny things while I'm at it. Like, I could do this, this, this. It's just a funny note. You got killed by an imp. There's the Wretch, so we can bring back Primordium continually. It's going to be godlike. What else do we want? A Horned Warrior is almost never bad. I think I'm in a game plan where I take energy and grab the Demon Fiend. That puts me to deployment 6. Deployment 6 gets me the Demon Fiend, the Steel Worker, and something for the bottom floor that isn't the Shadow Eater for now. And then we'll have to get into the Shadow Eater later. It does make it easier to play things like Onehorn's Tome and the Ritual of Battle. Or I could just go for card draw and keep playing off Perils of Production. The Demon Fiend becomes a little harder to play, but we don't need to deploy him anyway if we get to a game plan where we're operating at 6 energy per turn. Yeah, let me lean into that. Take a Demon Fiend and a Limbo Solace. So this is a little riskier. I think this is more subject to, like, bad card draws. I think I'm looking at Forgotten Boons and the steel thingy over here. Arch of Steel. I can Immortal Stone one of my imps. We have the Frenzy Stone option. I think that would go to Branded Warrior, the Frenzy Stone. I am going to go with an Immortal Fledgling Imp. I think that's pretty handy. Then a Multi-Strike the Branded Warrior. I have a quick Multi-Striker. We are needing card purges now. Let me remove one of the Shield Stewards. Our champion upgrade should just be Superfood 2. We don't want to go Stalwart while we have Wretch. Superfood 2 is going to make our Onehorn plays safer. We'll go Superfood 3. We're going all the way on Superfood. I feel like we have good potential for a Crucible extension here. Crucible extension on the top floor allows us to exploit imps with Primordium a lot more easily. Theoretically, we could just do that with a Steward's Chamber and have just one imp, and that would cost us 0 energy. So that's kind of quaint, but I think there's a chance that also that we might want something other than the Steelworker to be our carry. Because right now we're just carrying off the Steelworker. It's super basic. I could do like a Horned Demon setup instead. But I would need the room to be deployable, I think, at this point. I think right now I actually set up like this, ignore the Demon Fiend. This pattern doesn't let me play the Death Metal Hymnist immediately. Bummer. Rubble Morsel clears this floor. We also get to do this, and that. I think we just send it on Onehorn's tome on Primordium here. Primordium hasn't gained attack scaling in a prompt fashion in this case. Should be Fledgling Imp front here. Then I think we Plink you for a guaranteed kill. I think this is too much multi-strike for the Shadow Eater to deal with, so the Collector probably gets away. And then I do, like... actually, wait. No, we heal the front line to keep the Shadow Eater up, which lets us play the Rubble Morsel to clear this entire line. Then we play a Queen's Impling here to preserve the Branded Warrior. Prismal Dust gets nothing to do. Okay, this is now a misplay, because now I've put something in front of the top floor that's going to get to eat. We don't want to do that. So, going through that again, it's this, this, this. There we go. He's not long for this world. Okay. I'm gonna retch back Primordium. Replay him. So this unit is fragile now, but he should be pretty safe anyway. This is just too much pressure for the Shadow Eater, I think. Now the Shadow Eater is only dying from Corruption, right? Eaton should trigger before Corruption. So this triggers healing, makes him live. I think we feed extra up here. I think I just play Imps over here as blockers, since I did not get my other blockers in a timely fashion. Play this out, and I will hold that over. Very nice and timely retch this run. Yep, that's happening. Okay. Send it on that Blink. We're taking 12, so this will get to eat. Does not save the Shadow Eater this time over. Let's see. I think I'd like more damage there. Play this. Want that out. Rage on Primordium is pretty effective. I can also Perils Primordium here. Let's do that. I think a Mind Collapse we don't play. It can't kill the Fledgling Imp anyway. I might need a Piercing spell to help me kill this guy in some circumstances. But it's not the biggest deal in the world if we can't kill him on demand. The Ember Drain copying over is too much for us to be able to play the Death Metal Hymnist. Boo. Let's see. He's going to die from Corruption. We just do this to maximize our damage value. Then let me bring out a Fledgling Imp for more rage. With Blink here. Didn't get it. Okay, so if I didn't put the Perils on Primordium, we would have been able to make a better play. Blinks. Get those out. Put a Spear Steward in the back. This Mind Collapse doesn't do anything. Alright, do we win this with 156? Yes, we do. Technically, I can also retch Primordium back. Oh, Primordium didn't come back because we overflowed our hand on the retch. You might have to watch out for that sometimes. Alright, I don't think we want to cave in, so this is between Crucible Extension or Gem Trove. I do like Gem Trove here. Yeah, we'll take it. Important work. We have a lot of imps. Both the fledgling imps and the queen's implings, this is very effective. With the eternal imp, this will always redraw the eternal imp and allow us to replay that same unit. It's very strong. I am looking out for Titan Skin on the Steelworker, maybe some upgrades in the Shadow Eater. I think, unfortunately, the Shadow Eater competes for that same upgrade, which is a bummer. The Unstable Vortex here is strong. I'm less sure about the Empyrean Well, but depending on the Merchant of Magic, the Empyrean Well could be very strong. Maybe the solution to this run is that we duplicate the Perils of Production, and we take Draw as the second upgrade as well, just to help us land some of our combos better. Let me go this way. I think the Merchant of Magic is almost unbeatable here. So we have a Seek Stone for the Onehorn's Tome. Is that the strongest option with this Seek Stone? Yeah. It's really good. I can Holy Stone one of my Mind Collapses. This is pretty strong. I don't know if I really want to do it, though, given the gold cost. Yeah, sure. I want to get a reroll in while I still have about 200 gold, so we're going to send that now. Okay, holdover may not work with what I have. I could hold over the important work, actually, or the wretch. Let me hold over the important, because it's another energy cheating card. I could eternalize the Onehorn's Tome, but that might actually be overkill. Like, I don't know if I ever need to do that. Well, this game isn't about needing to do things. And we want to blink to get consumed. Okay, so we can now kind of concoct our top floor to be an absolute menace card. I'm thinking that we want our carry to be this branded warrior. And there's a couple ways of us making that into more of a case. If we get one floor expansion after Kale, we can just put the branded warrior along with Primordium and the Steelworker, and there will be enough room in the car to support them. But I might want more branded warriors running around that. Thinking of duplicating the branded warrior for that reason. The other thing that's neat about this is that the branded warrior slays can feed Primordium. I'm gonna do it. This is a pretty effective dude. Could also take a Horned Warrior or a second Steelworker. If we draw through our cards quickly enough, I don't mind having a lot of this stuff running around. It's all kind of helpful. I'll take a Steelworker. Taking this many units really commits me to taking a car expansion, but it's going to be strong. I think this is playable, so I'm going to hit enough. I'm going to hit a multi-strike critical point where we kill everything regardless of what it is or what's going on. Just need to be able to outlast Quota with a fragile unit, which is a bit of a question. But I think it's doable. Okay, so there's a bit of a question as to the setup here. If I want to pair Primordium with a Branded Warrior already, does that maybe mean I'm doing the Steelworker on the bottom floor with the Shadow Eater? I can't place morsels if I do that. Not right now. So I think this is probably the top car. Which should probably mean that it's like Branded Warrior Steelworker on this floor and it's Shadow Eater on the bottom. Let me build like this for now. And then once I get a car expansion, we'll build out a little differently. Our first turn is just going to be this. Man, I wish I had a Quath's Reservation instead of Wing Spirit. Okay, so definitely do Queen's Impling, important work. I think we're just putting a Shield Steward down here. And then Mind Collapsing something. Do we need to Gem Trove the top floor, is my big question right now. Gem Trove helps me out a lot, because I can feed the Shadow Eater. And I cannot Gem Trove if I Mind Collapse here. Means this Branded Warrior is kind of screwed. But I think I need to send it on that, because feeding this guy is going to wipe out a lot of this stuff. Prioritize attack. Oh, the Mind Collapse actually can still get a Slay and get my energy back. So I can still block here. That's good. A little bit of remaining space to do this. Okay, let's send it. And those are all independent triggers from the Shadow Eater, so eating 2 things allows it to kill the reanimating units. Okay, this floor is effectively safe. I can play a Fledgling Imp at the front. I would like to Perils him, Crucible Extension. This car is in trouble, and I have no way to save it, but I don't think we need it anymore. Let's do this for now. Unfortunately, we have no morsel generation this turn. Wait, I'm being stupid. I haven't used my Wing Spirit. So we don't lose the Shield Steward now. Let's get a Steelworker up behind this. He's going to add a lot of armor to the car. I think that helps me beat Quoto. And we're just going to throw that away. Okay. Primordium has been fully eaten. So, Fledgling Imp, Perils, Death Metal Hymnist, important. This is dying on quick, so playing a Fledgling Imp in the front is now a problem. But I can continue to play Fledgling Imp every turn now. I've got the good old Eternal Fledgling Imp stuff going on. Since he's Eternal, I have a holdover. The problem is, at the moment, that 3 of my card draws are locked to like a definitive game plan. So I'm drawing through the deck a lot slower with this. I think I do need to take another Limbo Solace at this point. Although it's going to make my deployment really clunky. Steelworker. I also have like no Imp generation to feed... not Imp generation. No Morsel generation to feed the Shadow Eater. And I think that's just going to be the game state, basically. How the hell am I dealing with Chosen Sweepers? Am I just building on the second floor car and hoping that it all works out? I really don't know. I'm going to be tough. Sacrifice the non-eternal ones so I can actually get deeper into the cards for like a moment. Links did not work. Perils used so I can drop Prismal Dust on the fragile unit that does all the work. So we have to kill Quoto with just one guy, basically. Thankfully, that guy is kills Quoto in one turn, so that's pretty cool. Like Impling, Perils, important. There's the Wretch, bringing back Primordium, thank you. Magma Morsel, Gem Trove. Let's see, that is 3 attacks in the first turn. 1, 2, 3. That's a blocker. We can do a little damage that way. Blink. Valid Mind Collapse kill. You are hella dead. Our multi-strike 7 guy. Ah. Okay, so that bodes pretty well. Feast is actually also a little playable here because of, Primordium. If we took car capacity, there's a possibility I might want to take Ember Forge. So we really got to think about what we're doing for a moment. Let me see. I think we're going to go to the Merchant of Trinkets and see if we get something that gives us some energy efficiency. So if we get something that gives us a discount, a rebate, or card draw, it's really going to change up our game plan. So what game plans do I want to plan on, actually? We've got 2 more Merchant of Magic options. So those Merchant of Magic options are more chances to get, like, holdover or other weird stuff that let us kind of play with the same hand every turn. Because we could wind up maybe having a situation where we've got holdover on, like, Feast and Wretch and Perils, and Important Work, and an Eternal unit, which isn't great. I'd rather not do that, I think. So I think we're not touching Feast just because it will maintain my sanity. Let's move on. Tiresome Climb is pretty great utility against these here bosses. Tire Chomper is also pretty handy for getting my stuff out on the board. So I'm going to take Tire Chomper. I'm really leaning towards car capacity right now. If I get the Jacks, I might think differently. Hey, Mind Jacks. Sure. This Void Fragment is awesome. I cannot necessarily afford anything after a reroll, so I think we're done with that. In the Armory. Ooh. I believe we're taking the Inferno Room, and that's going to become our bottom car solution. Because that deals with Chosen Assassins for me, by and large. It might cut down on my slays on the top floor a little bit, but I'm not really concerned about that. I'm going to spend a card purge now, I think, to get rid of a Blink. And another one, actually. So I have... This is floor number 6. I think I only have 2 purges. Whoops, I clicked the wrong button. That's my bad. Can't undo in the shop. Just gotta play through, but I think we're in a good spot. So with this being a jacked floor, this might be where I set up Primordium. So that's that should be 7 spaces. That would be 2 for Primordium, 2 for the Branded Warrior, 2 for the Steelworker, and 1 utility. Unfortunately, I think I want 2 utility spaces. So we're still going to set this up on the top floor, and we're still going to be working to get them set up with, what's it called? Wait, I actually cannot set them up on the top floor because they don't have a blocker in turn 1. Well, they're still going to need to be the Crucible extension floor no matter what I do. But we'll just set them up on the second floor. It is nice that I can set up the Steelworker from round 1 because of Mind Jacks. So we can do that. I think the top floor this time is going to be just a Lonely Shield Steward to, like, bait the boss. The bottom floor doesn't matter because it's going to turn into an Inferno car. I'm just going to put a Branded Warrior up here to do better damage. Okay, open with Important Work with no imps. We've got a Plink with no other energy generation. We just have to go Onehorns here. And then we're moving on. Okay, this is probably our most fragile turn. We are not punished. Cool. We're not killing either. Means we could probably play the Fledgling Imp right now and get away with it. But it does lock me off the Gem Trove. And the Gem Trove is a pretty good play. Does it actually lock me off that Gem Trove? Yeah, pretty much. But I could do, like, Fledgling Imp and Mind Collapse it. I can plink the top floor for a kill. Could just go Gem Trove Plink. I probably need to get more damage out. Let's focus on playing the Fledgling Imp. Yeah, it's getting me further on this Fallen Executioner, and I think that really matters right now. Killing this on quick anyway, so the plink is a question of whether or not I want the morsels. Mind collapsing the Fledgling Imp doesn't do much, and it slows down my draw in a pretty uncomfortable way, so I don't think we're doing that. Although I had that thought for a moment. I think what we do here is plink this for morsel generation, then pop this guy, and now I can bring out a Rubble Morsel and a Steelworker on the top. I think we might be leaking this guy. We haven't built up enough multi-strike to get through these shields. But now we're starting to crunch this car. We should be crunching it at about quick speed. I think we want just Crucible Extension, Ritual of Battle here. Can't really get healing in. Maybe I just want to drop a Queen's Impling. Let's see, the 22 damage from Kale alone is not killing. So Queen's Impling does preserve that, the Steelworker. Yeah, that's probably worth it relative to the Ritual of Battle. And, Morsel Chance? Didn't get it. The Queen's Impling would have been the safer play there. I didn't realize I was quick killing the guy at the front of the car. I could have played that a little differently. Stranded Warrior's now quick killing, so we're in a pretty good spot. Play an Inferno Room into a Fire Chomper. Drop a Calcified Ember. I can use a Queen's Impling here to block Kale's attack, so I'm going to do that. All the other units should be getting killed at quick speed. Yeah, having a quick Hyper Multi-Strike carry is pretty great. Looks like here is probably going to be Fledgling Imp, Perils, Death Metal, Hymnist. Where do I want the Fledgling Imp to be? Probably here. Death Metal. I'm just going to drop the Vengeful Shard. Okay, with quick multi-strike 6, I think we're just wiping out everything on the second car that isn't Flying Boss. Okay, it's pretty good. No Wretch yet. I'm just going to drop this. Accelerate through the deck. There's the Wretch. There's Primordium again. Start getting more multi-strike. Let's see. This. I don't need this Shadow Eater. Let's see. I could bring out the Demon Fiend somewhere. Let's see. I have no important work targets. That's a lie. He just drops a lot of the rage he had gained. It's a little bit of a bummer. Let's Gem Trove that floor. Magma Morsel. The Entumber Morsels don't actually matter here because his health is not real. So theoretically that should be swapped around, what I did, but it's fine. We just let the Perils drop. It's okay, because we're not Ember Drain locked. Queen's Impling, important work. I don't need to play the Onehorns to win, so it's better to play out Vengeful Shard and then Mind Collapse something. Is this much multi-strike, damage shield 11 definitely kills. Yeah, first round. Okay, got a really solid game plan. The Transcend Imp is playable for various reasons. It's going to repeat the Fledgling Imp for every time the Fledgling Imp has come in, and it's going to repeat the Pyre Chomper if the Pyre Chomper is hit first. So I'll take that, even if it's just a one-up. Okay, here's the big question. So I got one artifact that gave me a little bit more space. Um, I think this is either Card Draw or Hell's Flame, because I think our space can be solved adequately by the Mind Jacks and/or the Crucible extension. Like, I could move the setup back to the top floor, so I have Mind Jacks on the second floor, Crucible extension on the top. If I don't take space, I think that's the way we play it, with just Primordium, Branded Warrior, Steelworker on the top floor. That turns into a bit of a bet on the final fight, so if I don't draw an Imp in my opening hand, I lose the Steelworker, and that's a bummer. So we could take Limbo Solace to help guarantee that draw. So that means my opening deployment is Branded Warrior, Steelworker, Primordium. Those are the important things, and everything else is whatever, right? So that's 4 energy. I have so many energy hacks in the card pool. I'm just going to take Limbo Solace. So I'm going to call this a double Limbo Solace run. I'll just play into the things I have theoretically solved, and I just need to be sure that I draw them. Not drawing them is going to be catastrophic. So I think our second floor is a mash of whatever we happen to have at the moment. Top floor will be the carry card that receives a Crucible extension. Actually, the quirk of that is this means our top card cannot set up the Steelworker before we've gotten the Crucible extension in. And setting the Crucible extension to deployable, we could do that. It means we have a blank second card initially, but that's actually... Oh, that's tolerable. We also cannot deploy the Inferno Room like this, but that might also be okay. Celestial Alcove, I think, is mediocre. It doesn't seem to do much for us. I think we're hunting for Merchant of Magic. Let's see. Probably looking for like a Spellchain Perils, or a Dualism for Prismal, or or Ritual of Battle, or something like that. The Unstable Vortex should also be very important to getting our draws consistent. We don't really need an Eternal Stone for anything. We could theoretically Eternal Stone the Prismal Dust. It's not that great. I'll put a Surge Stone on one of the flanks. I think I re-roll that. We've hit so many holdovers. I do not want to hold anything else over. I think Seek Stone on Gem Trove gets me an option on turn 1 that keeps me alive no matter what on Seraph, so I'm going to do that. I don't want 2 Mind Collapses to be in the deck, so I'm going to do this. Is there anything I want to freeze? I could freeze the Prismal Dust, and that's actually pretty okay. There are situations where my hand fills up, and this also gives the Prismal Dust an effect at 0 energy. I'm going to move on those. On the Unstable, I want to remove our last unupgraded Plink and a Shield Steward. Both of our Stewards are overdue to go. We're going to go Super Crude 3. Should give us a lot of damage shield to work with. I don't think I can take this Pyre Dampener. It's a bit too much. With the Terrifying Amalgams, I think we need to build to carry on the second floor for this fight. So that's going to be the same initial configuration as before, and I'm just going to go Branded Worker, Steel Warrior, Branded Warrior, Steel Worker up top. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to miss on the Fledgling Imp, but I want to get the Onehorn's Tome out. Yeah, okay. A little unfortunate. But I think we got to do it that way. Crucible extension here. We've got a couple options in terms of Mind Collapse Slays, but we're not going to be able to bring out the Death Metal Hymnist no matter what we do. I think we might leak this Gladiator. It's a bit early for the Gladiators to come in. Not a good Transcendent setup either. I'm just going to go for the Prismal Dust here. I think I might need to focus on early attack value a bit more. Yeah, I need to do this differently. So on that first turn, I don't think I can afford to do the Onehorn's Tome in this situation. I need more attack value than that in my initial setup, so the Branded Warrior gets going. This guy's baseline attack value is just too important. So on this hand, in this situation, I think it has to be the Fledgling Imp. And we pass on Onehorns, which means we probably Gem Trove here. Send a Miner up top, and these become sacrificial. They may not die immediately, but they will die eventually. I'm just going to send this at 1. Okay, so this hand is pretty much the same situation. Still can't bring in the Hymnists. So yeah, I'm just going to do this, this. So we'll play that about the same. There is a small difference in that I can do this. Adds more rage to the floor, also retch, and feed a morsel miner. So those are going to help a little bit. Damage shield is up to 12, so that's working pretty nicely. Bring in Fire Chomper, too important to this. Send out 2 Plinks. We don't get great hits off of it, so we're getting swept. We do not like to see. This Avowed Gladiator is going to leak. I'm reserving 1 spot in the back on this floor, but the rest of that floor is not too important. Maybe this. See, we are getting swept, so I can play these Implings here freely, and they get killed before they're before the space they occupy matters. Throw this down here. Okay. There's the Perils. Yeah, Perils is a big fixer card for us to allow us to do... Oh! My Onehorn's target is gone, so I don't get to play Onehorns. Oof. Let's see. Impling, too important. Still don't have it. We don't get to play Onehorns. And I'm not killing this stuff because my damage isn't high enough. Because I have not stacked multi-strike. Because I got my multi-stack strikers at the wrong time. We've got the energy holdover now, but this is a terrible, terrible fight. Okay, so here... we can retch back into Primordium. Perils. I need to import and use so I don't have the Ember Drain sticking around. We're not killing this Amalgam. Ritual of Battle there, and Gem Trove. Miner, Excavator. Up here should be an Antumbra Morsel. Vengeful Shard, Mind Collapse, one of you. Not bring the Morsel Jeweler in there, so I think the rest of our summons go down here to get Roasty Toasted. Okay, I think I need to redo this again. That should be too much damage. So... I am in a predicament. We have a few too many things going wrong. What if we do a top floor build? Our top floor is not immediately threatened, so I suppose not having the Steelworker there is viable. We're not going to have a Steelworker there at all? Sure, let's try not having a Steelworker there at all. Build like this. Okay, okay. So, looks like this is non-negotiable. And my lack of energy is just a thing that I'm going to have to figure out. So I need to draw an energy solution, which is either the Pyre Chomper or the Perils. I think we probably need to get the Perils duplicated to, like, play out the run correctly. Because, basically, Primordium either needs to get Onehorn's Tome or the Death Metal Hymnist needs to be on the board. If one of those things does not happen in the first couple of turns, I'm in a really bad way. We're also not getting enough Rage onto this early enough. So we've got a couple different problems. Okay, so here... no, it should be... that should go on to our other guy. He only gets to eat from Primordium once, which makes this play equivalent. But he's got multi-strike 4, so it's going to do more damage. Needs to be the Pyre Chomper. Okay, thank you. Minimally cooperative. Got a visual bug on Winged Spirit. Bringing in 2 Queen Zimplings on the top floor doesn't really help me. I'm just going to do this. So he hits me twice on the top floor, and I get Fire Hunted. Okay. I have the Perils now. Primordium is not on board right now. I do this, this, this. This has to come out. Then I'll do this. Get extra damage onto the Branded Warrior this way. Okay, I think the Branded Warrior is at carry strength now. The Transcendent should be worth a lot of rage. Play him. Perils. Importance. Send this there. Kills that guy in the back. Alright. This is kind of freebie. These guys are meaningless. Get rid of them. We do take Amalgam hits for having an Inferno room on the bottom floor. It's just the reality of Amalgams. Okay. This is still not a great fight, but it's a much better rendition of the fight. Impling. Perils. Important. Hymnist. Wretch. Primordium. Play out more damage. Lapse you for a little bit. And then these. I can still Perils through this, and then import him to redraw him. Play him again. She's going to get her resolve twice before she hits the top floor. So that is a threat. I think we want to Mind Collapse here for the health without playing into a Thane's Incant. And then I'll retch these units back. Got 19 damage shields to use to kill a Thane. Which tells me I need to make sure she doesn't get spikes. But if she doesn't have spikes, I think her attack value doesn't matter. pretty much the same plays as last turn. You just play this here, because Primordium's about to go. Work that. Play him. I don't think these matter too much, because anything I play runs into spikes in the Prayer Stone. So we'll put them up top. Wing Spirit also doesn't matter here. Yeah, this is going to feed Revenge a lot. We had a lot of armor here and not a lot of attack damage, so we're making a lot of individual attacks. We kill her first turn here, though. So we should be doing, like, Perils. I want to retch into a target, then play anything that I can Mind Collapse on. That gets me a little more health. And then we clear the row super cleanly. Okay. That was pretty rough. I think none of these help with the problems I'm actually facing. There's an argument for Glutton's Maw. So I can put Glutton's Maw on the Branded Warrior, and it actually lets him eat Primordium faster. Sure, let's try it. A second important work is probably playable. And if it's not holdover, it's actually draw positive. So take it. There's also an argument for the Rage there. Drop the Spear Steward. Like, the Rage Serum, I think, is okay. Oh, right then. I need the Pyramanes above all else. We're in a really bad state. Crown of the Eternal doesn't really help Primordium. Versatile Ember Staff should be really, really helpful. I think Split Anvil's also a godsend. The two of those, that's what I was looking for in the earlier areas. That's going to make us a lot safer. Let's see. Not looking for an Echo Vault. So I've heard Stasis Crystal's a big deal for the other Primordiums, like Superfood Primordium on Stasis Crystal. You still eat the stats off of him without eating the stasis. Oh, sorry, not Superfood. Stalwart Snack. Stalwart Snack Primordium loves this. Superfood Primordium cannot play it because your other unit eats the stasis. And that's no good. I think we're just moving on, actually. I don't think those really, like, change the game or help. Okay, Split Anvil's going to save me entirely. Split Anvil fixes my first turn problem. So with that, I actually have the option of setting up Primordium and the Brand Warrior on the top floor if I want to, or on the second floor. I can do either one. The world is my oyster. I'm going to try it here. I think this makes me get Pyre Hunted less. Whatever I play up top is not going to survive turn 1. So I'm just going to do that. Because I'm not going to protect him. Okay, I will not be able to bring out the Fledgling Imp here, but I can do a lot of other stuff, right? No, because Important Work gives me a full rebate on the Fledgling Imp play. So we do bring out the Fledgling Imp. Then we Important him. So I get a little bit of Rage to start. Then we go into Onehorns, which gives us a free Gem Trove and a free Ritual of Battle. Play a Blink 2. Didn't hit the right targets. That's okay. It never does. I might want the Morsel Jeweler here. Let's see. Nah, it's probably the Magic Morsel. Send it on that. I can actually keep the Shadow Eater if I wanted to. I just don't want to. I don't want to keep these either. Okay, so he's up to Damage Shield 7. I think that puts him in a safe spot. The Steelworker, I think, is getting swept out. maybe I can stop that with the Mind Collapse. This Mind Collapse at 0 is worth 6 damage, which kills either of those. Cool. Play that to go a little deeper into the deck. Transcendent here copies a lot of rage stuff. If it does enough for the Branded Warrior to start, like, slaying the Gladiator, my game state might change here. So that's a yes and a no. Alright. Let's see. Not bringing out the Glutton's Maw. I think the Steelworker gets lost here. And I just do like this to lure Seraph upstairs. Play out that. Actually, that gives me the Glutton's Maw on the Branded Warrior. Oh, I see. I Glutton's Maw the Branded Warrior. And then I chomp Primordium. Which gives me an extra multi-strike immediately. Awesome. Okay, so now both the Steelworker and the Queen's Impling are kind of free agents. Yeah, so the chomp was pretty useful. Maybe we just bring this out to get rid of it. Alright, what are our upcoming plays? I need to get this Inferno Room out. We either draw the Inferno Room next turn or the turn after. Still vulnerable to being Pyre Hunted. It's kind of annoying. But now I don't have to worry about sweepers anymore. Fire Chomper, Perils, important. Queen's Impling, important. Sure, just play it out like that, I think. I can chomp this immediately. Doesn't change anything, but it happens. Okay, my second floor scaling is super online. We're rolling. We are schmoovin'. Right, I need to free up my hand a little bit before I retch. So let me perils you into important. Let's Crucible extend. We can drop a Calcified Ember. Snazzy. Fetch there. Primordium. I actually have space to bring out the Demon Fiend if I want to. I'm gonna do this. Drop that. Bring these two in. Send a Mind Collapse over here. Make sure the Chosen Assassin dies. And keep chomping Primordium every time we can to speed up our step. No, I don't think I have a habit of calling him Brandon, but I might now. That sounds hilarious. Okay, so it should be this guy, energy cheating, then Death Metal Hymnists in the back. Then we want to energy cheat a little harder. I'm going to drop the Transcendent here. So now I can Onehorn, which gives me the free Ritual and free Gem Trove. Drop these guys, block here, take 1 damage. Chow down on Primordium. Damn Pyre Hunts. I hate that so much. We have Retch again. Pretty good. I think we just want to maximize energy into Mind Collapse here. I'm going to go Perils, Holdover Important, then play him again, then play the non-Holdover Important. I could play him again. Bring in Primordium. Play him again to make sure Primordium has Rage. We're going to Gem Trove here. Primordium has Damage Shield. Then we're going to take a bite out of Primordium. Then I want to bring in... actually, like, a little overstocked on stuff. Just going to do this. And we're only going to gain 2 off the Mind Collapse, but it's okay. I could be trying harder to optimize the Mind Collapse. Getting Pyre Hunted here for 10. Ouch. I don't like it. Onehorns. Ritual. Gem Trove. Drop those. Play you again. Back you again. Play you again. Okay, so the deck does get into a really clean cycle late. Block that attack. These 2 in here. Yeah, because we're down to effectively 11 cards, drawing 7 out of the 11. Fortunately, we do get Pyre Hunted for another 10. And these guys down here threaten to Pyre Hunt us for another 10 as well. Perils. Important. Replay. Important. I think this time we just don't replay him again so that we can get the 7 Ember Mind Collapse. It's kind of like we're being Pyre Hunted for just 3 instead of 10. Kinda. Chomp. It also does make all my other spells free. It's kind of cool. But yeah, we get Pyre Hunt for more damage. Let's see. And I don't have the cards in my hand to get another hang off. Another one of those. We're just going to do this, and then win the fight. Banished Fire Valor. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, you copy that up, you start, like, dancing around, you start stacking up the Battle Dancer effect. Nice. Okay, what is in the way in my late game? The Implings all go away. A lot of my units just bleed out of the deck and aren't a problem. Actually, like, my final draw cycle's so clean, I think the only card that's really useless is the Demon Fiend. Because that was still in my last 11, and I didn't need it. Nice. Dance floor comps are really fun to play. They're fun to watch, if nothing else. Alright, this is gonna be close, I think. I mean, once again, I think the Ember Staff, Split Anvil are gonna help me out a lot. But, the junk that's going to go into my deck is going to be pretty bad. I'm going to set up second floor again. It seems to be working pretty well. And, this. Steelworker might not be long for this world. It's going to be hard to keep him up. Okay. My early draws are weird. I need to do that in a different order, right? Maybe. Okay, so... I need to, like, transcend him into perils and then play out some other stuff. Yeah. It's a bit of an... It's an early use of Transcendent, but Transcendent is not critical to the strat. So now from here, we do... Oh, actually, from here, we do a 4-energy Mind Collapse. And then we play out the rest. And we can use a morsel in front to block this attack and keep the damage shield. These guys both die down here. So we don't get the immediate Glutton's Maw, but the rest of that turn is pretty good. We want to play Pyrelight probably only via Split Anvil. Okay, so we got our Pyre Chomper. That's good. Send it on Pyre Chomper, Perils, Crucible Extension. Then it should be the Queen's Impling Important Work. Shard. We've got 2 Plinks here. Okay, we've got some results. Should be Rebel Morsel here, and Tumber Morsel can't fit. So play him there. Firelight, we have no Wretch targets. Need to make sure nothing leaks past the second floor. Yeah, we're gonna get some hands like this that kind of, suck. I think we probably just want to send out a big Prismal Dust on this hand. I think I need to play this first. Perils on you. We're going to lose some units on the top floor. I think I just do the Prismal Dust and the Firelight here. So I have no important work targets because I haven't gotten my Eternal Imp out. So this is going to drop out of the holdover. And I don't think I can play these Curses of Entropy. And that's going to put me in a bad situation. I'm going to be taking a lot of damage from those. And we also get Fire Hunted on the bottom floor. Okay, so we are quick sweeping through this. That's good to see. This is our inferior perils. We need a blocker here. I need to play the perils so that my Mind Collapse costs more than Firelight, I think. I suppose it doesn't matter that much. I want to play that out for, like, Anvil reasons. This is probably a turn where we can play the Curse of Entropy because Primordium's not out. I just don't want to play these into Primordium because Primordium will get the sap out and it'll wind up doubling the sap on the Brand Warrior, and I do need him to be pretty strong. Because we are having to kill everything through this floor. I was not supposed to keep an Ember Drained unit. That's pretty bad. Is that unforgivable? How did you wind up staying? I must have played another Imp in front of him absent-mindedly. That prevents me from setting up the Inferno Room and the Death Metal Hymnist. I'm going to restart the battle. I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Yeah, we've really got a circumstance here where our damage ramp needs to be really clean. Because I do not have a whole lot of health to dally around in this fight with. Let's see if I can remember the plays from the earlier turns to do this a little fast. Alright, so from what I remember, it was like Impling, important, Impling, important, Transcendent, Perils, Mind Collapse, setup cards. I want more damage here. These two are sacrificial. And here it should be Fire Chomper, important, Crucible, Impling, Perils, Flink, Flink, drop this, Firelight, Wretch, dudes. Where my memory gets a little fuzzier about the play pattern. Okay, this is the turn where I didn't have an important work target. Let's see. You don't want to play that this turn, so if I open on Discordant Toll, if I play the Shadow Eater, I can trigger Versatile Ember Staff on a spell cast. We'll do that here. Get a Fledgling Imp that should go out here. Firelight, I'll important work him. Card Deeper. I do not use this Queen's Impling to block for the Steelworker. Might be the mistake I made. Then I will Prismal Dust on you. So we're down to one buffet, so take a hit for both this person's energy. Should quick kill the entire middle floor. I should be quick killing all of these. That is correct. Okay. It should be probably... This Queen's Impling needs to stay as a blocker. Fledgling Imp can come in. Perils. Important to check the top card. Has to be that. Right. Yes, I believe I played both of these because I don't have Primordium out. And then Mind Collapse into Firelight. Like this. That all looks correct. I think was that the turn where I accidentally did the Perils on the wrong unit? Yeah, looks like it. So here, I can Perils, Death Metal, important. I think I need to do this to trigger the energy gain. Play that. Inferno Room. I think the Pyrolight's more important. We lose the Branded Warrior on the top floor, which means we get Pyre Hunted on the top floor too. Mind Collapse along with the Vengeful Shards at the same time is just brutal, man. I hate it. I think it's got to be the Pyrolight. Okay. So we're aiming to kill Savagery the next time he comes to this floor. But Savagery's going to do 10 damage to us in the intermediary from the Pyre Hunts. Does that mean I lose on getting Pyre Hunted? Is there something I can play to block him that lives? If I get out something with Damage Shield, I think we can survive. So... let me open by increasing my energy, the important. So I think what I have to do then is, like, Impling, then Fledgling, and Gem Trove on the top floor. So rather than that immediately, it's probably a Onehorn's here to make everything free, then Gem Trove that floor. It's not enough. Do they adequately defend? Yes. Okay, that prevents the Pyre Hunt. You show up now. I need to play these every time I see them from this point on. Eat that. Yeah, feeding the Chosen Ardent doesn't matter, so I can just do this. Okay. So I blocked that Pyre Hunt. I'm just taking the 3 this turn. Bottom floor Pyre Hunt I'm not going to be able to block, which means next turn I'm taking 8. Which means the turn after that I think I need to Holy Stone up. Okay, we have the Holy Stone this turn. Should be opening on that. We're cutting through there. Okay. I can perils on you freely, without worry. So then it should be... we've got 6 retch targets. I think we need to do this here, drop that, you again. Okay, hand refills with retch now. Then Primordium comes out. Energy's key. Form work again. Play you. Consume from Primordium. We're finishing off Entropy here. And now I get a 5 HP Mind Collapse into a 3 Firelight. And some spare units up here for no purpose. We should have it next turn. Seven health remains. We're not showing the kill because we're dying. Now we're showing the kill. Another one of those runs. We've had a lot more of those. Yeah, I think that was a final fight where we were not allowed to make mistakes, but we had the power to win. Whew. Oh, I got my heart pounding, which might just be me drinking too much coffee. I think it's probably more to do with me drinking coffee than it is anxiety within the game. That was our new new personal record for applying Fragile, and we finally mastered the Onehorn's Tome. I've been avoiding this card so often, I find it's very difficult to, like, have a situation where you can play through it. But that makes our full mastery of Hellhorn as well. So we're only missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards to be fully mastered.